Hey guys, good morning. We're going to be in the book of Second Timothy, and what you're going to discover in Second Timothy is just, as we're finishing up, a lot of relationships, a lot of things that go on in Paul's life that he has to deal with that are hard, that are difficult, that are also a blessing. And you guys will have the same experiences. So will I. I have, you have, but we get to see really how Paul has dealt with it, especially when you're hurt. And this particular section, we get a glimpse of what it looks like when you're hurt, and then also a lot of times why people might do those certain things. And it's sad, and it breaks my heart too. So it says this in verse 9: "Be diligent to come back to me quickly. For Demas has forsaken me, having loved this present world, and has departed for Thessalonica. Crescens for Galatia, and Titus for Dalmatia." So you see that there's three guys here, right? They've all been a part of Paul's missionary journeys. They've been alongside of Paul for a good season of time. They were likely there in Rome with him as he is in prison, helping, serving, whatever that looks like. And at the end of the day, they end up going back. They go back to where they were from, go back to where they're called to serve. We know Titus was a pastor, so he went back there. But there was one that stood out, and that's Demas. Demas stands out. He was in the scripture. You can find him two other times in the book of Colossians and the book of Philemon. Those specific instances and scenarios, he is alongside of Paul as they continue on with the missionary journeys in which he's at. He's there when they're writing the letters, that sort of thing. So what's the deal with Demas? What happened? Well, Demas rejected Paul. You can see there pretty clearly that he turned away, having what? Having loved the world, that there'd been so much love for the world and the things of it that he turned away from the faith, rejecting Paul, rejecting Paul's ministry, no longer being a support nor an encouragement. We have no idea how this went down, but you can tell that Paul is writing about it out of a sense of, well, it hurts. And it does, especially as a pastor, as you spend time pouring into people and then you see their lives start to drift further and further away from the truth, and they start to play games with the world and be okay with it. And then the next thing you know, they just disappear. You're like, what just happened? And it's heartbreaking that the world has that much of a hold on people. We also know that a lot of times that causes conflict, that causes heartache, heartbreak, that sort of thing. And so how do we handle it? And that's what I really want to talk to today. There's been a few lessons that I've learned over the last many years of how do we handle heartbreak, especially within the church, especially within really close relationships that can sour, can end up like this, can just somebody just goes off in their own direction, whatever that might look like. First thing that I've learned is you can't harden your heart. You have to continue to keep your heart soft. One of the biggest tragedies that I've seen is pastors who have made a decision after hurt, after hurt, after hurt to harden their heart. Leaders or just individuals, when they get hurt too many times, their heart just becomes hard out of a sense of protection. And it's understandable, but it's not the gospel. And so there have been many times where it's been a decision to continue to have a soft heart, to continue to love. The idea is that if you love and pour into people deeply, then you open yourself up to being hurt deeply. But that's a part of love. That's a part of what it is that we're called to do. Just like Jesus Christ poured himself in to 12 men consistently. One of them betrayed him, hurt him deeply. The other 11 departed, right? And so he faced that all because he loved them greatly, but he continued to go to the cross on their behalf. And they eventually got to see that their falling away or whatever, their rejection of him was not predicated on his love and care and concern. He kept his heart soft, as should we. So that's the first thing. You cannot harden your heart. You got to resist it. You have to continue to have a soft heart. So the second thing that we have that we just really need to understand is that we have to focus on those who are with us, right? Paul writes a single line about Demas, but he wrote a whole book to Timothy, that there's still so much value. It's easy to deal and be so concerned with, the 1%. 99% of your time is consumed with the 1%, which is the problem or the issue or the hurt or the heartbreak, rather than the opposite, that there could be 99% of the things, the people, the situations that are actually really valuable. And we give it 1%, and that's a failure. We have to make sure that we don't lose sight of that which is before us, because typically there is still so much good even in the midst of the hurt, so many opportunities even in the midst of the hurt. And so Paul takes that opportunity to encourage Timothy, say, listen, Timothy, I would love to be with you. Please come quickly. I want to spend time with you, because there's value in that relationship. And Paul isn't coming at it from a hard heart nor none of that. He's actually continuing to love Timothy, even though Timothy could do the same thing to him. And so I say that hopefully to bring some level of conviction or reminder. How do you deal with hurt, especially with people? That's how you do it. You don't give them 99% of your time, energy, effort, that sort of thing. And you don't harden your heart because that happened. You got to keep your heart soft and keep your energy focus in the things which would really honor the Lord. Love you guys. Be strengthened today in the word. Be encouraged by it, and make sure that you have soft hearts and you have the ability to continue to love people, develop relationships, and allow the Lord to do a mighty work in and through your life. Love you guys. God bless y'all.